Hi Flosstube, I'm Misty Purcell. Welcome to my channel. I am the designer and fabric dyer of Luminous Fiber Arts. And if this is your first time here, thanks for visiting me. And if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Today is Sunday, the 29th of March, so it's only been a couple of weeks since my last video. And I wanted to check in and see how you're doing and say hello. I've been teaching online for 2 weeks now. That's going pretty well as it could be expected to go, I think. We're all adjusting pretty well. And I teach at a university. If you're new here, I teach Spanish. So the university made the call during the last week, I guess it was, that the classes will stay online for the whole semester. And I appreciate that they decided that fairly early on so that we can just plan for that. There's quite a bit of work that goes into putting classes online. So the only thing we had online for my class was homework. So now, in addition to actually holding the classes online, we've got to find ways to move the exams online while limiting cheating, and do the same with the essays, redoing the syllabi, things like that. So that's been keeping me busy. But because I'm currently not getting ready for market the way I was the past 4 months, I do actually have more free time than I did prior to market. So I have been getting some stitching in and just have been feeling a little bit more relaxed lately. Thank you so much for all of your nice comments on my last video. It was great to hear from you. Thank you so much for everyone who has placed orders. My Etsy shop continues to be open because I can ship from home. And I finally looked into having postal pickup, so I'm doing that, and that is working out great. So I get everyone's orders ready the night before and send in my postal pickup paperwork online, and then they come and get my packages and take them along, and it's great. What else have I been doing? Designing, working on a patriotic piece to release. Well, I was hoping for mid-May. I don't know how realistic that is. So my framer's closed right now, and I don't know when he can reopen. And even when he does reopen, I don't know how quickly he can get me a frame. So I'm gonna wait and see what happens. I'm just gonna keep stitching my model, and if it looks like it's getting so close that it wouldn't be worth releasing this year, then I'll hold it for maybe next year's market or something. But it's a really cool design and I'm excited about it. So hopefully I get to release that this summer. If not, I have other cool ideas that don't require a frame that I can that I can release. So yeah. Let's see. I've just been very grateful lately. It's a stressful time, and it's hard not to be anxious, but one thing that I am trying to do is to appreciate things. And today I went to the grocery store and I was able to get everything on my list except for one thing, and I was just grateful for that. I've been very lucky in my life that up until recently, as long as I had money, I could buy things. And now I can appreciate that that was lucky, that you can have money and not be able to buy things. So I'm very grateful that food is more in stock at my stores, that stores are limiting quantities for people so that everyone can get what they need. I'm very grateful to people who are going into work right now and what the grocery stores are doing to limit exposure, like all of the sanitation steps that they're taking. So I just feel very thankful. I feel thankful that I have a job. I'm thankful for you. And so I'm just really trying to focus on all of the good things in my life right now. So I hope that you can do the same. I think it helps also to deal with some of the anxiety that I know we're all feeling right now. I hope that you're enjoying all the awesome Flosstube videos that are coming out. I know I have been, so thank you to all of you who've been making videos, who've been making extra videos. I've been appreciating your company while I'm stitching. And I've been making efforts to make sure that I can comment on your videos as well. So yeah, I'm just thankful for all the things that I have, and I'm trying to enjoy spring and go for walks. I hope that you are also able to get out a little bit, that you're able to stitch, spend time with people you love. So anyway, I have one new start because I just needed one. It was close to spring. It was a few days before spring, and I was like, I need to start something. So let me get it. This is spring hair etching. Let's see, that's pretty good color-wise, but I'll hold it up close in a minute so you can see. This is by Heart and Hand, and this is in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. It's the spring issue for this year. I didn't realize that my subscription had run out until I was like, I need to stitch this, and then I realized, oh, my subscription has run out. I subscribed to the digital version of the magazine. So this is a great design by Cecilia Turner, and I changed the colors a little bit just to brighten it up to go with my spring decor, because well, you know me, I'm kind of bright. So I'm using hickory sticks and Carrie Berry from Classic Colorworks for this piece. And I'm stitching it on 40 count, 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. I'm stitching it in hand. I like to use the ball tip needles for that. The fabric is one of the ones that I'm working on developing, and so that I've been back to test dyeing now that my schedule's kind of calmed down. So I'm test dyeing this color and another color. It's going okay. So what I do when I dye a fabric is I usually dye it on a fat quarter of linen first. I try to get it to look the way that I want, and then I try to adjust the recipe then for a 1/2 yard and a yard of fabric, and then I have to adjust the recipe for Aida and Lugana. So there's a lot of testing that goes in because of all the different fabric bases and the different sizes, getting it up to a yard, which is what I typically dye at one time. So it's just taking a while, but I'm working at it. I'm hoping to have one of them soon, because I feel like that would be something people would enjoy. I know that people have been expressing interest in these new colors, so I'm working on it. We're getting there. So that was my new start since last time. And then I have, so I have no finished objects because I haven't finished anything. I have 3 whips that I've been working on. So I worked on this a little bit more, I think, since you last saw it. I think I just was filling in grass. I may have done more with the pumpkins. I can't remember. This is Sampler Lesson 4 from Plum Street. And I'm almost done, but I'm still and it's beautiful. I mean, honestly, it's just gorgeous, but I'm just not in the mood to stitch fall very much at the moment. I needed something springy, so that's why I started the spring hair etching. But it won't be long now, just a little grass and then doing the pumpkins. I think those sheep are just totally adorable. I'm not gonna stitch the wording on the bottom, just the wording at the top, and then this will be finished as a pillow. This is stitched on my 40 count macchiato. So I'm enjoying doing the smalls in hand and then doing larger or medium-sized projects on my scroll rods. It seems to work really well for me right now. And I'm rotating probably 3 to 4 projects at a time. Since I'm working on model stitching right now and I have quite a few designs that I'm kind of processing, as well as I've got like a queue of designs that I need to stitch, I don't have as much free time to stitch these things for fun as I did like a couple weeks ago when I was still making some decisions. So I don't know what that means for fun rotation. I'm okay with that because I really love stitching my own designs, and the more I design, the more I love stitching my stuff. But it means like I can't really show you stuff in a video. So I'm trying to find the balance between I would like to be in this space and interact with you, and what do I have to show, while also working on my own stuff. So that's the little bit of a dilemma that I face. Okay, so that was one whip. Another whip that I showed you last time and I made some progress on, although not much progress, is Where Liberty Dwells by With Thy Needle and Thread. This was a market release last year, and I just started working on Uncle Sam. I think I got a little bit more of the dress done. I apparently was having a really bad counting day when I started working on Uncle Sam, and I messed up, and then I messed up again. So he is like 1 stitch too wide, and I was like, well, he'll just have a big beard, and he'll just be a little chubbier than what was intended originally. I just couldn't bring myself to take things out. It doesn't feel like I have time. So I'm using the called for colors, except I changed the red, and sometimes there were 2 shades, like of blue and red, and I just went with 1. So my red is Cherry Cobbler. That was a change. I don't recall that was in here. And then the blue is called for, one of the called for, and I'm using Blue Corn, which is very pretty. The fabric is 40 count. And it's, like I said, one of those ones that's in development. It's coming along. It's just that when I expanded it to the half yard size to test dye it, I apparently didn't put enough of the color, the dye color in for that size of fabric, because it's just not turning out dark enough. I'm thinking of changing. I don't know if I can bring myself to go back. It doesn't look too bad here, but in most light, these stars don't show up well at all, these little ones. And I'm contemplating taking them out and making them like B5200. We will see. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. Then I have one more. And the last one is Vintage Birds by Jeanette Douglas. Still really enjoying this one. And I basically just worked on the alphabet and kind of brought it across the piece. I'll probably stitch the flower next and then bring it down. Very nice design. Let me show you my progress. Color's pretty good right there. So this is 40 count. This is the other color I'm working on. And the first time I test dyed it, after I dyed this initial piece, the first time I test dyed it, it turned out way too brown. Pretty, but way too brown. And then time number 2, it turned out like a little too light. So it's Goldilocks problem. We'll see if I can get the third time to be correct. I love that peacock so much. Really, this is a beautiful stitch. So those are my whips. Let's talk about, I forgot to show you my market haul. I don't have a lot of haul, just a few things, but I forgot it last time. So the first thing is everyone talks about Dovo scissors, and if you saw my recent video a little while ago, I talked about my ring lock scissors, which I love. They're Premax and they're great. But everybody talks about Dovo, and I'm like, well, I need to try ththese Dovo scissors and see what I think. So at market, I went to the Dovo booth and I tried just kind of, you know, opening and closing some scissors to see how they, like, after he told me which ones were the embroidery scissors, I tried them. It was really nice to be able to like hold a bunch of them, see how they felt in my hand, and feel what the opening and closing action is like. These were the ones that I liked the best in terms of the size and style and just how they opened, and I've been really happy with them. I would say I like them probably equally well to the Premax. I wouldn't say that I like them better. I'd say they're probably about as good. I'm switching back and forth between them and I like them both. These are not curved, so my Premax scissors are curved and these are just regular. But I'm enjoying using them. So I've got 2 pairs of scissors that I very much love. I'll probably be getting some of those in at some point. That was what I wanted to test them for, was to see, like, are these worth carrying? Would I actually like these? You know, I have to use them for a while, make sure I would recommend them before I would carry them. So I got those scissors. I got, this actually isn't technically market haul, but it's haul. So I contacted Classic Colorworks about a new design I'm working on that's going to be like red work, and I want to do it in silk and just have like a skein of silk. That's all you need to do the design. So I asked them to send me red, and they sent me this cranberry belle soie. Oh my gosh, isn't that stunning? I think it's gonna be perfect. So I'm looking forward to doing some more model stitching with this. It's a little bit darker in real, that's about right. Yeah, it's a little darker in real life than it looks like if I hold it up close, but it's stunning. So I'm very excited. I got the new flosses from all of the companies. So the new Weeks colors. Let's see, what's this one? Lily Pad. Banana Pudding. Blue Suede. Arrowhead. I really like this soft yellow. Yukon Gold. That would be good for chicks. And then Lavender Rose. So those are the new Weeks that they released at market. I feel like I'm missing a color. I thought there was a cream from Gentle Art, but I don't know where it went. Hopefully I didn't lose it, but what I know I have are Glass Slipper. That's a really nice gray. And Witching Hour. It's kind of it's a brown with some purple and red like tints in it. Hard to show it exactly. And then their wool, it's chalk wool. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be great for a sheep? Wheels turning. And then the new Classic Colorworks colors. Chesapeake Bay. These feel like kind of like faded beach to me. Whoops. What we got here? Oh, Lighthouse. And Mariner's Compass. I mean, I guess they all have beachy names, right? Very nice. So I'm excited about all the new colors that came out. And then lastly, from Teresa Bennett, I got this hefty book because I've been thinking about trying to design my own sampler at some point, a Misty sampler. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to do that, I should spend some time looking at samplers just to think about what I could include in a sampler, what types of motifs would I want to include. This book is really cool. So I got it from Teresa at market. I think she said it's out of print, but she may have some copies. So this is really fun. I'll show it a little closer for you. And hey, I do live in Pennsylvania, so it's not like, you know, I feel like I ought to own this. So that is my market haul. That was my splurge piece for myself for getting through market. What else? Oh, I am going to be on an episode of Fiber Talk. So if you have not listened to Fiber Talk, I encourage you to do so. Gary does a lot of work for the needlework industry, educational things to just kind of support our enthusiasm, keep the needlework industry going. And he has many co-hosts supporting him, one of them being Vanna Pfeiffer, and they do a lot of shows together. Right now they're doing quarantine hour shows, so you can stitch with them and listen to them while you're stitching. So it's nice to have that company, and they're doing some giveaways and trying to support needle workshops. He usually does like a weekly interview with someone in the industry. It could be needlepoint or cross stitch. And so I got to do an interview with Gary, and I believe it'll be posted on a Sunday. I don't know which Sunday, but I hope that I'll let you know. I hope that you get a chance to check it out. And right now, he and Vanna are gearing up for this crazy marathon where they're going to stitch for 6 hours on Easter Sunday and broadcast for 6 hours. I can't imagine. So props to them for doing that. And I will be tuning in on Easter Sunday to stitch with them. So I hope that you will too. I don't know. So I don't know what to do. My birthday is coming up at the end of April. It's April 30th. I'm turning 40 this year. So I feel like I should do something special, maybe some kind of big project. But at the moment, I just don't feel, maybe because I'm model stitching, I don't feel like starting anything big. So I don't know what to do, because I thought, oh, maybe I would start Mercedes Ospina, which is that reproduction sampler I have, or maybe I would start a Savior's Praise. Both of those sound awesome, but I'm feeling kind of unmotivated just because I think maybe I'll feel differently as it gets closer to my birthday, because that'll be basically the last day of class is my birthday. Maybe I will feel more like I can start whatever. Well, I probably can, because honestly, it's right before Stitch Mania. Classes are ending. I'm not teaching after that. I should probably not sweat this, but my concern, my concern is that I need to start gathering supplies if I want to do this, and so I need to make up my mind. Maybe I don't need to make up my mind as soon as I think I do. That's probably true. Okay. Problem solved. Thanks for talking me through it, guys. So yeah, my birthday's coming up. So the only thing I couldn't get at the store was flour. And I buy this specific kind of flour. I have a lot of food sensitivities, but I know I can have this one. And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can get it on Amazon. No. Maybe I can get it from King Arthur. No. Can I get it from Walmart? No. Target? No. Like, man, and I wouldn't really care, but my birthday's coming up and I want an apple pie for my birthday. So I have like a little bit of flour left, and I might just test it out now by, you know, making the pie crust and the crumb topping, because I'm gonna make Dutch apple. I might just make them now and throw them in the freezer, because I've done that before. And that way I'll know if I have enough or if I need to get a little bit more. Probably by the time my birthday rolls around, I can get the flour again, I hope. But King Arthur was apparently blown away by the sudden demand for their product. So they're trying to ramp it up, but yeah, they're struggling to keep up apparently with demand. So apparently y'all are baking a lot. I don't blame you. I totally endorse comfort food right now. I know I've been indulging in it. I think this is a time when it's okay to do that. What else? I've got a few new things in the shop. I'll just show you those really quick. So I did some rayon ribbon dyeing. I've got just a little bit of some things here and there. This is Whisper. And this is basically the color of the fabric that I dye. I've got a few other colors in, and I will probably, assuming that I can get supply from my supplier, I'll probably do some more colors in the near future. I developed some really cool colors that I took with me to market, and I haven't released them in my shop yet, so I would like to be able to do that for you soon. I got my order from Bent Creek, so I got a few different things from them when they were at market. It was lovely to meet them. It's good to see them there. So this is one of them. I've got a few others. And then I got my order from Teresa Kogut. She was taking pre-orders, and I was just so overwhelmed with my own market prep that by the time I was ready to sit down and be like, okay, how many do I need of each thing? It was past the deadline for the pre-orders. And I was like, well, I guess I just show up, and if she has stuff, she has it. And if she doesn't, she doesn't. And she sends it to me when she can. So I was able to get some stuff right then at market from her. But then a couple of other things were sold out. So Newcastle Bouquet, this is just beautiful. That was sold out. So now I've got it. Very, very lovely. And then the Celebrate Needlework book. This has how many? 15, 16? 15, I guess because of 15 years, right? Seems logical. 15 different designs in it. And I'll insert a picture here so that you can see what the patterns are. They're computer generated images of what they'll look like when you stitch them up. So that's what I've got, and I think that's it for today. I'm sorry that it's not more, but hey, at least I'm back after 2 weeks, so I think that's pretty good. I'll see what I can do to find some time to stitch for fun. Not that my own stitching for me isn't for fun, it is, but I mean something I can actually show you. So I'll see what I can do to do some stitching for another Flosstube video, and hopefully I can come back in a couple weeks. I'm in the mood to do something crafty, and I'm hoping that maybe when things calm down a little bit in the semester, if that ever happens, I don't know if that's gonna happen, that maybe I can start a new project. I know this is insane, but I'm really tempted to start a new quilt. Why? I have Halo. If you've been watching me for a while, you know about Halo. I just need to finish that row, and then at least I would have the body of the quilt done. But Halo is hard. This is the problem with me. Okay, it's not a problem. This is the thing. The thing is, I start something, and at the time that I start it, it's fine. And then I have some kind of crazy life change where I suddenly decide that I'm going to start designing and dyeing fabric, and then I don't have time anymore to do the hard thing that I was doing. And so this quilt, you know, I've managed to get it pretty far along, but there's still a ways to go for it to be done, but it's hard. Like, the piecing is not fast, the piecing is not easy, and there's a lot of decisions to make. And so, you know, what I feel like I want is to be able to just sit down and kind of somewhat mindlessly cut up some squares and sew them together. And not that I don't have another quilt in progress that I couldn't do that with, but even that one takes a bit of thought. I want more mindlessness than that. Sometimes I like a challenge, and there's time and place for that, but this is not the time and place. I'm already being challenged with my designing. So I'm tempted to start another quilt. I don't know. There's a bag I'd like to sew. There's a Busilla Halloween wreath I'd like to get back to. Although I'm not super Halloween yet. So anyway, I need my crafty Saturdays back. I need my free-for-all Saturday where I don't do anything but whatever I want. And I'm not quite there yet, but that would be great. So maybe when that happens, hopefully soon, then I can do something crazy like start a new quilt or start a bag sewing project. We will see. All right, you guys, I will see you soon. I hope that you're in good health, and sending lots of love out to you. Hopefully you feel all the love of the community, and please reach out and say hello. I would love to hear from you. Take care. Bye-bye.